Welcome to Rhythm. In this video, we're going to show you how to prepare effectively for your weekly meetings using our Rhythm methodology and software. Once you've recorded your priorities in Rhythm and reviewed them with your team, you're ready to move from planning to plan execution. And each week it's important to status your plan execution so that you can make vital adjustments in your plan to solve problems throughout the quarter in order to achieve success. To prepare for the weekly meeting, we recommend each week, the day before your weekly meeting, you have what we call a weekly meeting with yourself. And this weekly meeting with yourself will take about 30 minutes. And what you're going to do in this weekly meeting with yourself is update your KPIs and priority status, plan your week, and review your actions list who, what, when. When you log into Rhythm, you'll see your personal KPIs and priorities listed here in your dashboards. And the first step is simply to update your KPIs and priorities execution status. To update a status in Rhythm, simply hover over the status area below the week number, and you'll see the red, yellow, green success criteria for the KPI or priority. Then simply click on the status area, and you'll see the Select Status pop-up. Simply select the status, then move to the next item. Now there's a general rule for status updates. For any item that's measured on a monthly or quarterly basis, such as sales revenue, what John is saying here is that his green target is $4.5 million in sales revenue for the quarter. Since this is a quarterly objective, you want to give a status update of a forecast rather than an actual, so that you can see ahead and look ahead and communicate to your team whether or not you believe you are on track to achieve the $4.5 million in sales revenue for the quarter. If you were to update the status as an actual, then the status would look something like red, 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 yellow, 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 green, 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 maybe super green at the end. That's not very helpful. It's much more helpful to status a forecast so that you can look ahead and avoid being blindsided by any missed opportunities or KPIs at the end of a quarter. And so simply click the status area below the week number and select the status. So by statusing green, John is telling the team that he believes he is on track to achieve $4.5 million in sales revenue for the quarter. Once you've statused your KPIs, click the Save button, and then move down the list to the priorities dashboards. Now these are the things that you're doing in the quarter that affect the items that you measure. And so his top priority is to identify the top 6 opportunities and close them within his sales team. And right now, based on his sales pipeline, he believes he's going to achieve 8 or more of these opportunities. And so he's statusing this super green based on his belief that his plan execution is on track for 8 or more items. And so his status is super green. Then you move to the next item, his close 2 accounts personally. Now, this priority has been statused yellow. And he believes, based on his current plan execution, that he is not going to be able to close 2 accounts personally. And so he statuses this item yellow. Now, for any red or yellow statused item, it is very important that you open up this personal priority by clicking this blue text and help the rest of the team understand why this is yellow or red and what is your action plan to get to green. And so you can see in the week prior, John opened this up and he's put in some notes. So week 6, his yellow status for week 6, it's yellow because he's been too distracted to make his scheduled follow-up calls. Then the next step is John enters his action plan to green and he lists it out step by step. And this does 2 things. First of all, it helps John to assume the ownership and accountability of this priority. John owns this priority. He's the one who is responsible to make sure it happens. Second of all, by recording these notes, you now have a platform with which to discuss a proposed solution in your weekly meeting time. And these notes will be used by John to discuss this proposed solution in the weekly meeting. And so it's vital on any dashboard that is status red or yellow that you open up the personal dashboard and indicate in the notes for the week number of the status why the priority is status red or yellow and what is your action plan to get to green. Then when you're finished, save the note and then close the window. Then you can continue on statusing your priorities. Next priority status is green, and for the sake of time, I'm going to status the rest of these green. Simply 2 clicks to a status update in Rhythm. Then you save. Now, after you've updated your status, our next step in the weekly meeting preparation is planning your week. And to do this, we recommend you use the Week in Sync meeting preparation area here on your personal dashboard screen. And you want to create a new record for each weekly meeting. So to add the new record, you simply click the Add button. Select the date of your weekly meeting. Our next weekly meeting will be on Monday the 7th. And then you want to type in some notes. First of all, what are my victories from last week? Because we want to celebrate the victories together in our weekly meetings. We don't want it to just always be about problems. So type in my victories from last week. Then think through, what are my priorities for the week ahead? What are the top items that I need to accomplish in the coming week? This is a vital step in the weekly meeting preparation because you're going to be planning your week. And we all know from experience that if you don't plan your week is going to plan you. And you'll be running your week by the tyranny of the urgent rather than the important items that you need to get done. So identify what are those priorities for the coming week. Then list anything that you're stuck on and you need the team's help with to break through. And then finally, after you've thought through all these items, determine what your primary focus for the week ahead is and write it out in a sentence. My week will be successful if I close the IBM account or if I deliver on this project. Whatever it may be, write it out, and what this will do is help you focus in your own mind, and it will also communicate to the rest of your team what your top focus is for the coming week. After you've typed in these notes, then simply click the Save button, and that will save your information. Then finally, the last step in weekly meeting preparation is reviewing your actions list Who, What, When. Simply click on this little drop-down triangle to expand the action list area. Review your actions list items, and any action list items that are complete, mark them completed. Any action list items that are incomplete, adjust their descriptions, due dates, and context to indicate when they'll be done. Completed action items are leading indicators to green priorities for the quarter. If you see your action lists building up with uncompleted items, that's a clear leading indicator that your priorities are headed for yellow or red status for the quarter. So this is a very important step in weekly meeting preparation. And you will review all of these items, the status updates, the Week in Sync notes, and the actions list in the weekly meeting with your team.